So I'm actually surprised that you weren't hyped as shit when I got here today because Usyk beating Tyson Fury this past weekend. Oh my God, dude! I thought you were gonna have like a flag. I thought we were gonna be celebrating like it was like Ivan Kupala Day or some shit like that.
So, did you watch the fight?
Oh yeah!
Wow!
I never miss a big boxing match if I can help it.
Yeah,
but yeah. I had to watch that one, man. Especially since like the rundown after he beat. He beat Deontay Wilder, and then it was a split decision with him and Francis Ngannou, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And then Francis Ngannou ends up getting starched by Anthony Joshua. So now if he would have won that fight, it would have built like this triangle between Joshua, Wilder, and him, since Wilder and Joshua have never fought.
Yeah.
And, but it's a rematch, so
yeah,
they have a rematch. So, but dude, Usyk looked like a world beater that day, dude. He was like super aggressive. He like head movement. He killed him.
Yeah.
He killed it.
So is there, because it's a split decision, right? And one of the, I think it was a split decision.
Was it a split decision?
Yeah. And like some people, I was reading comments on it, and people were like, no way that Usyk won. And I was like, but I don't know. He looked like he got him.
Yeah, no, Usyk definitely won, dude.
Yeah.
Can you hear me through your mic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you through my headphones. I can hear you out here.
Okay.
But we're gonna take a pause.
We're gonna take a pause. We'll be right back.
Coming through.
Welcome to another edition of the Alpha Geek Podcast. We are your hosts. I am Antoine Britt.
And I'm Taras Denisenko. And look, we got another camera. We got a full view now.
It's like
studio's growing.
They're like, we get enough of their ugly ass with the 2 cameras, 3. It's just overkill.
But we're hoping that we can line up over here. We were just at Comic-Con this weekend, and it was my first Comic-Con ever. And I was so excited to go. And Wendy, my wife Wendy, she wasn't 100% motivated to go.
Yeah, no, Jamie either.
No.
She was just like, it's your thing, babe. I can appreciate some of the costumes, but
yeah,
she was actually surprised that there wasn't more Harry Potter shit there because she's a huge Harry Potter fan.
Yeah,
but yeah, Harry Potter wasn't really well represented.
Is it ever represented at Comic-Con?
Yeah. Well, I guess it depends because there's a lot of shows dedicated to just like Harry Potter cosplay and Harry Potter lore. So probably not. But I thought it would be a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
But shit was legit.
Yeah.
It was great, man.
Yeah.
It was like, if you check out our YouTube, we uploaded a video, just a reel of some short clips of some of the stuff that was there. But everybody was represented. They had stormtroopers, they had Marvel stuff, they had anime, a lot of anime stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like anime kind of won the weekend.
Yeah. I was impressed with the Mandalorian costumes.
Yeah,
like
the Mando costumes were cool as shit.
They had the, what is it, Beskar armor? Man, it was good armor.
It was awesome, man. They put so much money into those costumes, man. Did you see the Beast, the X-Men Beast?
No.
You didn't see him? He was like he was blue, and it wasn't it was legit. He went all in on it. Yeah, it was pretty cool, man.
Do you think those were local people?
I hope so. I think the majority of them were because after that I went on a bunch of like Hampton Roads cosplay and started following, and a lot of them were local, like the giant black dude that was just a Cyclops.
Oh yeah.
That Cyclops, he had all his shit out, dude.
Yeah.
Like there's some dudes that just didn't wear spandex, and my man had. So this guy was easily, because Taras is tall, and this guy was easily 6'4", 6'5".
Damn.
He was big. I'm surprised you didn't see him. So it was a black dude, and he had like spandex colored Cyclops costume, and then he had the visor, and then he had a red wig. But he was a big guy. He was like not jacked. He was like he was
heavy.
Yeah, the dude loves cheeseburgers, but. Man, but his mom Jamie was like, "Oh my god!"
Oh no!
But yo, he was loving it. He was living the dream, man.
Yeah, that's like one of those places where it doesn't matter what you look like, who you are, as long as you're a fan, you can go in, dress up, and everyone's like, "That's awesome!"
Yeah, dude. And that was a really cool. Like the Deadpool was really cool.
Oh, he was great.
He was awesome. And then the Batman,
dude.
He was. Robert Pattinson's Batman, right? Yep. And I actually saw a follow one. He has a YouTube channel. It's called JCE Productions.
Oh.
Yeah, JCE Productions. And he does short films. And I mean, the dude, he looked just like, again, that video's on our YouTube channel. He looked just like jawline, height, like build. He looked just like, I was surprised, man. It was awesome.
He was a big dude too. Like when I stood next to him, I was like, oh. You were like, he's like 6'2", 6'3", he's got to be.
Yeah,
like,
he was. It was cool. People go all in, man. Yeah. I mean, I love to see it grow. You know, to bring stuff here because we're like not a big city by a social standard, right? We don't have a major sports team or anything like that. So anytime events like that come here and are successful, it's cool because that means they're going to come back and it's going to keep growing. And I remember when it started in the early teens or like 2014, 15 maybe, small, which, you know, you kind of expect for a new event. But, I mean, it's grown exponentially since then. So it's cool. It's cool to see.
Did you, the Ghostbusters thing, what'd you think of them?
I thought it was cool, yeah.
They were great. And I think they're local.
Are they local?
I don't know if they were from Richmond because it was like, I want to say... I don't know if it was like a Hampton Roads Ghostbusters thing, but there was, I think they just have a whole group, and I wanted to kind of look into that before we did this, but I didn't. But.
Yeah, the car was dope. The hearse, it was cool. I mean, they, you know, and it's probably wasn't too difficult to find that car, but to redo that car and because it was spot on.
So, and those guys had like legit proton packs all lined up, and you could tell they all made them, and all these people walking around checking it out. Do you ever, you know, on London Bridge, there's like these cars that are, it's like right down when you go down the boulevard, take it right onto London Bridge. Okay. There's like a bunch of like cars there that are in this guy's parking lot. They have like the Mystery Machine, which was there. Yeah. And then like the big Tonka truck.
Right.
And,
it's over there by Blue Horseshoe Tattoo. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what that business is. It's like I hope it doesn't fly, but there's like an airplane in there. Yeah. I hope it doesn't fly. I don't know what that business is, but the Mystery Machine is cool. He's been there for a long time. Yeah. Again, I have no idea what it is, but
like during Christmas time, he has like the Grinch. He's got a Grinch sleigh, or he's got a sleigh that drives around dressed as the Grinch up and down the boulevard. Yeah, but that's cool. Man. It's like these hobbyists they're like into it. They'll spend whatever money. Whether it's costumes or cars or anything, it's pretty wild. Yeah, I would have liked to seen more of that at Comic-Con too. But
but you know, everyone has a thing though, right? Yeah. And so that's where their value system is, and that's where you put. You know, some people put it in vacation, some people put it in this. They want to put it in cosplay and whatever their fantasy can imagine. You know, so it's cool. It's cool to see, man. It's because we all have that in us at some point. We all have a thing. Like, you know, as a kid, you read comic books, and then as you grow up, those books kind of form who you end up becoming in some way. It might just play to your imagination to help motivate you in some particular way. When, you know, you go to the gym and you're killing it, you reference some comic book or like Superman's like, it's cool because it touches us on on an emotional level. So it's like hearing the right song when we're working out. Like that song like get you jacked. It's cool. It's cool for people to be able to go to things like this, but also it's cool for them to be able to express themselves in the way they want. So
cool. And it's in that community, the Comic-Con community. Like, I wasn't sure since it was our first one, I was like, the people just walking around, can you just go up to them, take photos with them? Is it cool? And they're like totally like gracious.
They
and
love
like
it.
friendly. They love it. They're like, appreciate my craft, appreciate my hobby. I'm like, absolutely, I can get down with that.
You think I wore this for nothing?
Yeah,
dude. It could be, when we first got there, I wasn't anxious to be, to take pictures and take more so video with people as they're walking by. But I was like, hey, we have a podcast. We cover geek culture and stuff like that. And then now they're really about it. Like, hell yeah, dude. So it's cool, man. It's fun.
My favorite part about Comic-Con was, and what really motivated me to want to go, was Sean Astin was there. And Sean Astin is like, growing up, Goonies was the movie. It was everything that started my whole idea. And I'm sure everyone's like, at that time, I wanted to be an adventurer and Indiana Jones kind of thing, looking for lost treasure. And you would think that in your neighborhood, there is something like that where you can go and find like One-Eyed Willie's treasure.
All right.
But Wendy and I, because Sean Astin was, you could take a photo of him and get something personalized, an autograph, personalized autograph. And he charged like $80 cash for each thing. I was like, I don't care. I want it.
Getting it.
I'm getting it. It's like, and we didn't know what to expect, what kind of person he was, but he was the coolest.
It was nice.
So nice, so gracious, so complimentary. And I told him, I was like, man, I really appreciate all your work, from Goonies to Rudy to when Jamie mentioned his role in, what was it?
The Connors. He's in the Connors, and then Lord of the Rings, of course.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
But what was the movie, 50 First Dates, that he was in?
Yeah. I forgot he was in that. He had the lisp.
Yeah.
He was awesome.
So funny in that. And then his little cameo appearance in Stranger Things. Like, he's done a lot. And when I said, I really appreciate all your work, he's like, thank you very much. He's like, it's been a really good life. And then we're standing up next to him, and he's like, wow, attractive couple. You guys look good. I'm like, thanks, man. Like, that's cool. You want to cast us as an
damn
extra?
right I do.
Like, put us in your next film.
He's he's cool. And it was when you guys got there, the line had kind of cleared out quite a bit. Yeah. Because when we got there, his line, I was like, I'm sorry, I can't stand in this line.
Yeah.
Because there was so many people there, dude. And because you got there around like what, 2:30, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
We got there around 11:30. And his line was packed. Wow. Man. I thought Ray Park's line would have been longer.
Yeah. When we got there, he wasn't even there anymore.
He left.
He did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, because he wasn't there, and then there was another person that had left. I didn't know. Oh, by the time we wanted to come back, I was actually wanting to come back and get the autograph from the guy that's in the Star Trek show. I can't remember his name now. I'm gonna have to look it up.
I don't know.
But he was right next to Sean Astin.
Okay. I know the actor that played. You ever watch Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
Yeah.
Bulk and Skull. The actor that played Skull was there.
Oh.
He was there. I think he has a project that he's promoting too. I saw him kind of, I don't know if he's writing a book or developing some sort of comic, which there were a lot of those. There were a lot of people developing independent comic books, man. It was very cool, man. And some of the art, I was an art major, and got out of it and not practiced, but just to see what these guys are capable of doing, these people are capable of doing, it's insane, man. It's insane. People are just really like that old saying, like high tide makes all boats float. Like everybody is just getting better at their craft, and it's forcing everyone else to be like, oh shit, I gotta step my game up. And it's really cool to see like just the art community in itself.
Did you ever watch or hear about Todd McFarlane's start when he was trying to develop Spawn? Like, he was I think he was submitting art to all these comic book companies, and he kept getting denied. And I think he did, what was his big breakthrough? Was it Superman or Spider-Man or?
Todd McFarlane?
Todd McFarlane, yeah.
Before Spawn, I don't know, I'm not sure.
Yeah, he did something where he submitted something and they were just like, yeah, that's cool. And I think he drew on a couple comics, and then finally somebody picked up Spawn, or he started his own. I don't remember.
I think Spawn, Image comic, him and was it Jim Lee started Image together?
Something like
Something
that.
like that. Don't quote me on that, because that's just a 50-50 split. That's correct.
But I think there's like a YouTube he's got like a YouTube like 30-minute show on him about how he started and like his rise and fall, and like he overspent, and then that whole franchise just went under with all the toys and everything that he had.
Image did?
Todd McFarlane himself. I don't know if it was his company or what, but he was. It was an interesting story. I don't remember it 100%, but it's worth a listen. So
okay, yeah. I mean, cool. I was a big because they did release a lot of content very very quickly. Spawn. I just got Spawn 1.
Yeah.
First edition. So that's cool. And but they had like the books, the toys, the show on HBO used to come on at like midnight on Saturdays. Like they had a lot of stuff that's kind of like rolled out back to back. And you know,
do you remember the show Eon Flux?
Oh yeah,
when that came out. That was really good too.
Oh yeah, dude. Did you see the movie?
Yeah. I thought the movie was great.
Yeah, all that stuff that MTV used to like the Max, Eon Flux, Beavis and Butthead, Spawn, all that stuff came on like after 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
And we would just stay up. Me and my little brother would stay up and just watch that shit. We never missed it.
Yeah.
It was good.
Did you like the live action of Spawn?
I did.
Yeah.
You know, Michael Jai White is that dude. I don't care what anyone says. That dude's never made a bad movie. Like my mom loves Michael Jai White. Michael Jai White. She loves that dude, man. I might ask him to come to her birthday party and see what he says. He's like, fuck you. But
like, you can make my mom's dream come true.
She loves that dude. Anything he puts out. And she's like a Christian, like hardcore. Like goes to church 2 days a week. But no, I don't care what amount of violence is in his movie. She's watching it, dude. She's not missing that shit.
Who played who was the main villain in Spawn? It was
it was a
big clown.
Shit. Well, I'm gonna forget his name. Great.
And the actor that
John Leguizamo.
Yeah. But what was the villain's name?
Clown.
Clown. Clown. Oh, okay. All right.
Yep.
Clown.
Yep.
That was easy.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It was awesome villain too. And that was around the time where people were coming off it and everything, and people were scared as shit of clowns.
Yeah.
Like I have grown ass men that will not go to the circus. I know grown big fighter dudes that's like, fuck that. Give me some zombies any day.
So just some stuff.
Clowns, man.
Yeah. I think Wendy's got that clown thing too. Really? Even though when we host our competition in October, she's like, we need to get a scary clown skeleton or something like that. She's like, those big during Halloween time, they get those 8-foot skeletons.
Oh yeah, the one, yeah.
Ashley, one of our students, she had one in her house. She let us borrow it. It was pretty cool. But yeah.
So do you guys go all out for Halloween?
No. We used to, but I mean, at the studio we do so many theme days that we have so many costumes, and that's kind of one of the things I appreciate about Comic-Con is like at the studio we have theme days, whether it's like this Friday we're doing Red Riot, and it's like a heavy metal kind of theme, and I got all 80 stuff, dude. Really? It's like hair metal stuff. I'm all into that. But we'll do like pirate stuff, and Renaissance Festival is a thing that I really liked. And you said something about there's a Renaissance Festival coming.
There is June 8th, I believe, at Garage Brewery over in Chesapeake. Yeah. Free plug, y'all.
We're gonna be in Boston, but are you going?
I'm gonna go by. Yeah, it's right up the street from the house. Yeah. That whole area, that Chesapeake town center that they built is cool. Great restaurants, great shopping. So
cool.
Going back, just to touch on it real quickly. My TKO stock is up again, dude. It's. I mean, knock on wood, dude. I'm riding it. I bought a few more shares of it.
Good.
Like, I'm happy about the growth of that stock.
That's cool. I invested into and if you want to know anything about the GameStop stock, that tanked. That's like, oh man, dude.
Man. Dude.
That's hurting. But on the flip side, Nvidia stock, if anybody invested in Nvidia stock post-COVID,
what is Nvidia?
Nvidia is it's a GPU manufacturer, a chip maker.
Okay.
So with all the AI technology that's coming out, Nvidia is like the leading company producing all the GPUs. And when the GPU shortage happened, Nvidia stock started going up, and it's about to split. And the last time it split into 4. So, but yeah, NVIDIA is like cutting edge technology. They're like the leaders in AI. So, and they were trying to purchase ARM, which is a British company, I think, which when I started like raising my ear on it, like when China was like, no, you're not going to buy ARM. And ARM, I think, is I don't remember what they manufacture, but they manufacture something that the GPU needs. And then Nancy Pelosi went to Taiwan. That was like a big, scary thing when she went there, and China was like, why are you going, like, you can't just come to Taiwan and just show up and just be and like, because, China's like, we're going to invade Taiwan. We're going to take Taiwan. But that's where NVIDIA is in Taiwan. Yeah. Huh. But it's a stock to watch. So,
okay. What is it trading at right now,
940, 960.
Okay.
So I bought it at 125.
Holy shit. Hell yeah. Getting paper. Yeah. We going to Sizzler.
Yeah. It's one of those things.
Dinner on Taras.
Yeah. Who is it that, like, there's that one main investor, it's an old guy. He's anyway, he said that there's a once in a lifetime stock that you're going to get that's going to just explode. And for him, I don't remember what it was, but like when Amazon, it's like people who purchase Amazon stock early or Apple stock or any of that stuff. It's just like, or Netflix, freaking, if I knew Netflix, man. Do you have Netflix?
Yeah. Oh man. I remember it was something that came out, and this was like 10 years ago. It came out to say, if you would have invested $5,000 in Netflix when it first went public, over a 10-year span, you would have made like $600,000 or some shit like that.
Yeah. NVIDIA is one of those. I was like, I wish I had foresight, or just I wish I had more money that I could have just thrown at it, because it was only a couple $1,000s we bought. But
man, dang, good Lord. All right. Well, I hope my TKO stock goes up that high, dude. Love life.
Yeah. But it's like, if you're a gamer, which I hope a lot of people that are listening to this podcast, they probably are gamers or into content or creators, like NVIDIA creates the best GPU. So if you want fast rendering time when you're doing a video, or you want to do high level gaming, getting one of those GPUs, whether it's what is it, the new one that's coming out, the 500 series or the 5 series, so like 5070s, 5080s, 5090s. Yeah, so those are cool. Man. So check them out. NVIDIA,
that's the one. Speaking now, being that we're on TK, I just want to go on a very small WWE tangent.
Do it.
Jey Uso. So everybody, if you're a wrestling fan or a WWE fan, you know who Jey Uso is. Jey Uso is over in a way that I've never seen. I'm not gonna say anyone, but he's over so hard right now, and it kind of has been slowly growing. But they just did a show in France, and these fans just like went ape shit when Jay came out. It's like his music is super high and like high energy. The fans really connect to him. He's like kind of like, the big brother you want to have type thing. Yeah. And he's dropping matches left and right. And I'm trying to wonder, like, I'm not a writer, I don't know what the WWE has in mind for him, but as strong as his character is right now, I feel like that he needs to be a singles champion at some point. He needs to be the U.S. champion. He needs something. And because his popularity is just like, he's in the stratosphere right now, dude. And he's talented. He's been around for a very long time. The Usos have been around for a very long time. And so he went, his brother Jimmy, they broke up, and they were a successful tag team. They were like something like 2 years undefeated, like tag team champions, and they split them up. And Jimmy, the brother, was kind of like, I guess if you had to put a weak link on the team, he would have been the weak link. People kind of branded him as like the mid-card guy. He'd be a great mid-card guy, but he'll never be a main eventer. Well, he proved a lot of people wrong when they did split him up, because his character was great. He was a great heel. People loved to hate him, but they, wanted to see him. And Jay went over to the other brand, Raw, and just blew up. But they have him dropping matches that he really shouldn't be dropping. And if you want to kind of get him to that next tier and you really want to ride the success that he's having, I feel like you got to put a singles title on him. We'll see what happens, but that's just my take. Again, I'm not a writer. I don't know, but I feel like I'm pretty in touch with what the fans are vibing with and what they kind of want to see. And we know that the WWE does better when they take what the fans have to say and then they implement it in some way.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It's wrestling stuff.
So let's I don't know much about wrestling, so this is our expert when it comes to that. But what you just said piqued my interest when WWE knows what the fans like and they listen to that and they implement that. That's just a really great way to segue into what's going on with Star Wars.
Yes.
What a cluster that is. But before we get into any Star Wars stuff, I wanted to make mention of an Amazon show that's coming out that just got greenlit that is based off of an epic game that we grew up playing, Tomb Raider.
Yes.
So news is that the new Tomb Raider will be coming out, and the writer, which fans are kind of probably lose their minds over, and I don't think in a good way, is Phoebe Waller-Bridge. And I don't know much of her work other than she's playing in the last Indiana Jones, and I feel like she's the reason that Indiana Jones died and turned into this not great hero. But anyway.
Man.
I'm throwing it down.
Fired. Shots fired, dude. She lives in Virginia. No,
does she good? Come on. Let's come to this room. Let's have a podcast and let's talk about how you will not ruin Tomb Raider.
Does she have? Do you know anything else that she's written or directed or developed?
Yeah, she did. I'll pull it up really quick. She did actually something that was really, really good.
And is she British?
She is British. Okay. But she is known for Fleabag. It was a series that she was in. The
Hulu series, right?
Yeah.
I think it was on Hulu. Yeah. That was pretty good.
Yeah. So that was something that she did really, really well. But the things she's acted in, like, again, I can only speak from Indiana Jones standpoint. I did not like her in Indiana Jones.
I didn't like the movie in general.
Yeah. It was just so bad.
All right.
So I just hope, and she says that she's a big fan of Lara Croft, but I was like, what does that mean when you're a fan? Like, so going back into like Disney, like these Disney writers and producers, they're not fans of, for instance, Star Wars. They're not fans of the show. And what's her name? Tatiana Maslany is doubling down on her hate towards the fandom and saying that there's a silent majority that loved Hulk and or She-Hulk. And I was like, I haven't watched it. You watched it.
Yeah,
right?
I watched it. And then I don't think when she says silent majority, that's what kills me, because when people like something, they talk about it.
Right.
And if people don't like shit, they talk about it. So while She-Hulk, if I had to give She-Hulk 10 stars, I would give it 5 out of 10. Mm-hmm. There were some good parts, like Ginger Gonzaga. She was great. Okay. She was amazing. Yeah, and I feel like she was a great co-star for her. I think she was kind of like, when you talk about like comic relief, I think she did an awesome job. But as a whole, it wasn't a great show. Yeah. And for a lot of different reasons. And some of those reasons had nothing to do with Tatiana. Like, it was writing. It was some of the Easter eggs that you wanted to put in the show that didn't make any sense. Like, it was a lot of things that happened that had no control over her. So
yeah,
I think when you have a show, like, people know, especially when you have true fans, the true fans know if a movie's bad because an actor did a shit job, or it was things out of their control that just made the movie not great, or the show not great. And I think she's like really got emotional and really took it personal that a lot of people did not like the show.
Yeah.
And it just has nothing to do with you. It's just the show wasn't great. And so you got to pick your fights better, man.
Yeah. Has she done anything else? Because I can't imagine like this is the only role she's ever had.
No, but just the fact that we don't know anything else says something, right?
Yeah. But on Mike Zero, I think had an episode today that he released about her little meltdown and how she's just saying this toxic fandom. Like this whole idea of toxic fandom is kind of like, I just can't wrap my head around it, in that if you blame the fans for a bad show or the show not getting a fair shake, how can it possibly be the fans' fault? Like maybe the toxicity is happening from it. The fans are like, okay, this isn't good, and you're responding that way. Your response is toxic because you're not helping the matter at all. Like your opinion of the show is your opinion, and just because you were in it doesn't mean it was good.
Right. Yeah.
So like I just don't understand why you just sit there and just blame everybody else and not reflect on, okay, maybe the writing was bad, maybe I don't know what was the bigger problem. So.
Yeah, like for example, like Chris Hemsworth came out and said, you know, Thor: Love and Thunder wasn't as good as we would like it to be. Yeah. And he took responsibility for it, even though a lot of it had nothing to do with him. Yeah. Because I didn't stick the landing. Yeah. And he wants another shot at it. Like, awesome, great. Yeah, thank you for that, because we understand you're a fucking adult. Yeah. And everything you do, people aren't gonna, be super excited about.
Yeah.
Grow up.
Yeah. And it's like Hollywood as a whole just seems to be kind of floundering. And maybe like some of those actors that are like Mel Gibson starting his own movie production company. Like there's so many more ways to get content out because of streaming services. And so you don't have to follow what maybe the Disney executives are saying that you have to do. So if you have the means to start something new, they're going to take a chance and do it. So,
or just leave it alone. Go your separate way. Just like go do another project somewhere, you know, if nothing else, She-Hulk put you on the screen so that you got exposure, and, hopefully your agent ain't a piece of shit, and you can, it can finesse into another job, another opportunity. But
do you remember just when you said agents, like actors' agents, Matthew McConaughey's playing the agent for it? It's so funny.
Did you get a TiVo? That was great, man. That movie was such a great movie. It's such a great movie, but it was a great parody of what acting and being an actor really is. God, I love that movie. Favorite movie.
If there's any guys in the Navy that watch our show, I've taught over the years some submariners. And the movie Down Periscope, I always bring it up. I was like, oh, you're on a sub? I was like, you ever seen the movie Down Periscope? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, and they're like, accurate.
Is it accurate, really?
So
Jeez.
So funny. It's a parody, but like.
Military or government dollars hard at work. That's funny, man.
But yeah, so anyway, this all kind of, we got off on this tangent because of Lara Croft and Tomb Raider. And I'm hoping Phoebe, I know you listen to this channel. You're gonna hear a lot of stuff. So.
Yeah, this ain't low hanging fruit over here.
Yeah.
With that being said, that we like June's coming up, and we are gonna be eating. Like the geeks are gonna be eating the month of June. We have, of course, we have
Acolyte.
The Acolyte coming out. We have House of Dragons season 2. We have The Boys. We got a bunch of stuff coming out. And so is there anything that you're super excited about?
June is going to be really tight for us because of our travel schedule. And the only thing I'm probably going to seek out and watch for the first episode and go from there is The Acolyte.
The Acolyte. Okay. Man, really? Yeah. I think The Boys is what I'm most excited about. House of Dragon, though. I love some hot D.
Yeah.
Love some hot D. Yeah. So we get together and watch that with the neighbors. But
I gotta I have a few friends that watch that show, and I always ask them about it, and they're like, you just gotta get past the first couple episodes.
Yeah.
And you'll like it. So.
Yeah, it's good, dude. Yeah. Especially if you know like the story. The Targaryen story. Let me ask everybody this, because I just don't know. Now, we know that because of a lot of things that happened, they took Yellowstone off air, right? For all the Yellowstone fans out there, they had the spinoff shows. They had 1883, and then they had 1923, I believe.
Yeah.
They had the mid-season finale of 1923, and then nothing. We haven't heard anything. That was like a year ago, over a year ago. Have we heard anything? Has Taylor Sheridan said anything? Have we heard anything about that show? Let me know in the comments if we did, because that show was so good.
So good.
So good. I heard there was going to be a spinoff with Matthew McConaughey and Kurt Russell as the stars. I don't know what's going on with that.
I just hear there's legal problems.
Yeah, from Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner the guy that was always in black. Oh my God.
The son, Jamie?
No, his right hand man.
Oh, Rip.
Yeah, Rip. So Rip.
What did Rip do?
Rip decided to make his own coffee company and used the Yellowstone logo. And so Taylor Sheridan was like, "Oh no, you don't," and so he's suing him.
What?
Yeah. So I think Taylor's kind of I don't know. I think it's Taylor.
Don't be greedy, Taylor. I mean, come on, dude. Let Rip have some coffee.
Right. Yeah,
Shit. That dude is like, he is the show. Like, everyone, there's no one who watches that show that doesn't like Rip.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Let Rip make some coffee. Yeah. God damn, these greedy motherfuckers, dude. God.
Oh, man.
Sign off. Let them make the coffee. Yeah. Yellowstone coffee.
Yeah.
Man, coffee is like the new, like, tequila. Like, everybody's like making coffee. They have like mushroom infused coffee and, you know, all this coffee shop. I mean, we knew it was kind of like a thing with Starbucks, obviously, but there's so many little niche coffee shops in the area.
So many.
And I don't even drink coffee, but
there's a really good one. Oh man, I wish I can remember the name of it. It's right off of Independence. It's tucked back in a little plaza. Anyway, great little coffee shop. I'll try to look it up. Maybe I'll put it in link below or right here or whatever. But they got great sandwiches, great food, great desserts, great. Oh, it's
off
so
Independence.
Good. It's right off Independence, right past oh man, I don't know, the
JB's Gallery of Girls. Is JB still there?
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, what? You know what JB's Gallery is?
No.
You haven't been here long enough.
No, I haven't.
It's a strip club.
Oh, okay.
So that's probably why. Hence the name. They have great food there. They have great food there. Like, the burgers are so good. It's like this little old lady makes burgers in the back. It's good. Oh my God, seriously. I don't even know if it's still there, but it was up until like 2 years ago. It was.
Okay. So, the only one I know of is like right on Oceana Boulevard, whatever. When we're talking about like,
is that Minx?
Something like that.
Yeah.
It never looks. It always looks sketchy.
Yeah, dude. Strip clubs here in Virginia just like, you know, it's like, why? It's like, because I don't think they can be topless. So it's like you wearing a bikini. Yeah. Basically, you can go to the beach and see that. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, talking about strip clubs. Man.
Totally 180 from strip clubs.
Let's get off of strip clubs.
We got back into, I finished the Netflix show that I was watching, Three Body Problem.
Oh, you finished it?
So good.
All right. So I'm gonna watch it now. I'm gonna start it.
Yeah, it's there's a part in there that I think it's really a smart show in that it really makes you think of like the possibilities of it's not really a spoiler, but it's aliens.
Okay.
But it's written by it's a book and it's by a Chinese author. I don't remember the name, but it's really interesting. So I can't say anything because it'll spoil it.
Don't.
So, anyway,
give
you gotta
me
watch
a couple.
it.
Give me. I'll binge it this weekend.
Yeah.
It's Memorial Day weekend, so I don't think we have anything going on. So I'll get up on it.
Check it
this
out.
weekend. You got anything going on? Oh, so that's what I meant to talk about. Deadpool rewrite or reshoots.
Oh yes.
Done with reshoots.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I haven't heard any news about. First of all, whoever's giving everyone all this fucking information needs to quit. Just stop it. Just let us be surprised. So I haven't, tuned in or haven't listened to Mike Zero or anything like that. So I don't know what happened with the reshoots, but let's hope that they went well, and we're going to get a good movie.
I will say this. I've been strategic about what I watch, so I don't get any spoilers when it cocomes to like Mike Zero, WD Pro, any of those guys. More following like Tatiana is a little outburst because I think she's out. She's even got cut out of the turn your cell phone off thing.
Really?
I guess that was the thing that she's all mad about. Ryan
was like, nope, get her out of here.
Get her out.
Because just by having her, there's no way you could have had her in the movie without other aspects of the movie that he didn't want in the movie to be present. So it's just like, get her gone.
Rumor has it too that Wolverine will never be recast. Now, never
really?
Is a very, very,
So, well, I heard the opposite. I heard they were casting the entire X-Men. X-Men was in development and they're casting it.
So I don't know. So whoever this guy was on X that was talking about it, and they're saying that Hugh Jackman's forever going to be Wolverine. Now, could be just them just like talking, but it was interesting because that's going to be a tough recast.
Yeah, that's a mistake. I feel like you got to recast them. If you're going to have X-Men, you got to recast them. Yeah.
Casting is a huge thing. Like going back to like Lara Croft. Now I liked the last Tomb Raider movie, the Lara Croft movie with the young girl that was in it, but you didn't like that one.
I didn't like it. I thought it was it just wasn't a great movie.
Did you? So outside of the movie, like as far as somebody playing Lara Croft, did you like her or your Angelina?
Well, I love Angelina as Lara Croft. I'm sorry, that's my Lara Croft, but I don't think she did a great job as a whole as Lara Croft. What we become because I played the games, and so even though it is a video game, you have a certain expectation from that character of what to get, and I think Angelina was definitely closer to that than. I forget the actress's name, the young lady's name, but that's not to say they can't do it again and then do it properly. Is the Amazon property, is it going to be a show or a movie? It's a show. Okay. Mm-hmm. And while I didn't like the movie, the second movie that they did, I do think that this is better content as a show.
Yeah.
I think, something episodic that, and Amazon is doing really well, with the exception of Invincible, of giving the fans they'll give you 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 episodes to get the beak wet, and then everything else is released on a weekly basis. So I do like how Amazon's doing that. But Invincible, they just the mid-season finale. We waited forever to get the second half of the season, and so that was Invincible's biggest hurdle was Amazon releasing it. And I understand animation is tough, and there's a lot of moving parts, but
because Fallout, like Amazon, knocked it out of the park with Fallout.
Amazon was awesome,
so good.
Or Fallout was awesome. But they're as far as the show, the content they're putting out. The content is really good. Even Mr. and Mrs. Smith, they're they're going to do a second season of that. Okay. So, they're doing. Everybody's doing. Streaming services are finding ways to really capture what the fans want, and everybody is outdoing everybody. It's like Netflix has Cobra Kai and 3 Body Problem, and they're going to do live action anime stuff. Yeah. Well, then you have come over to Amazon. They got Reacher and Fallout, and and then you go over to Hulu. Crickets. No, Hulu has a couple shows.
Well, Disney's because of their cutting back on everything. Come to find out that they're also because they're cutting back on all their movies and all their content, they're also losing jobs for people who do film productions and like all the set places. Yeah. So one of these finance guys was talking about the ripple effect of how their decisions to cut these budgets are destroying like the whole industry as a whole. So I was like, damn, I didn't think about that. But
I mean, do you think that needs to be streamlined though? If of course you don't ever want to see anyone out of a job.
No, yeah.
But we pay a lot to go to movies.
Yeah.
We pay a lot to, you know, all the popcorn and all the stuff that goes along with actually going out to the movies. And not to say that those savings are going to be passed along to us,
Right.
but, you know, it's cool to know that there might be room there that, you know, like a movie doesn't necessarily have to make $1 billion for it to be labeled a successful box office.
Yeah. This guy was talking about, like, because of their cutbacks, that not only are like, what do they call them? Like sets, whatever, the production, the all those people losing their jobs, but then because there's no new content coming out, movie theaters are going to start shutting down. And like, he was just like again, the ripple effect, they're more concerned about what their bottom line is and nobody else's.
Yeah.
And so,
but well, I mean, that's big business though,
that's
right?
Big business.
You know, it's like, what do you do? You know, and you know, remember COVID, you know, everybody was so scared that all these movie theaters are going to shut down, and some of them did, you know, but for the most part, movie theaters survived, you know, and, you know, some of them just like, you know, closed down temporarily. And so, you know, you can't control the world, dude.
Nope.
You can't control the world. Like, do what you're supposed to do on your side and just hope everything else kind of
100%
comes out.
Yeah.
Did you see the Heineken commercial, the Deadpool Wolverine Heineken commercial?
No, I've seen a couple other things. Wait. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
It's really funny, dude. How like Deadpool takes his animanium and make Heineken cans.
That's right.
Dude, it's so funny, man.
That was smart. That was funny.
Yeah, so now this is what we're getting ready to get. We're about to get all the promo stuff, right? The commercials, the toys. Can you imagine that, like, what hot toys we're gonna get from this movie?
Yeah.
Or like all the villains in this movie. Of course, new Wolverine stuff, new Deadpool stuff. So, yeah, somebody they gonna get some money. They going in your pockets for this one, y'all. For real, be prepared.
And I think a lot of other people who aren't necessarily directly involved with the movie, for instance, do you watch The View?
No. Do you watch The View?
I don't. I have in the past. I used to be a big fan of Whoopi Goldberg when she was on Star Trek.
Oh yeah,
I liked her role in Star Trek.
Like 99 years ago.
That's why I got all this brain. But Joy Behar was supposed to have a cameo appearance in that Ryan Reynolds and or Deadpool and Wolverine were going to be guests on The View.
In character.
Okay. And Joy Behar was going to interview them. But I guess Ryan Reynolds was like, no. And then Hugh Jackman was like, no. And so, yeah. And
why
so,
The View? Because it's owned by
Disney.
Yeah.
But
man.
And then I guess Joy Behar is trying to sue Disney for like millions of dollars now. And like it's big business, right? Yeah, big business. Man. You promise and don't deliver.
I feel like something like that. I think it would be cool to have them in character in some sort of, you know, daytime, I don't know, maybe Good Morning America or something like that. Yeah. You know, something in Times Square, New York. That would be fun. Yeah. I don't know if The View, I don't know if people who are watching The View are necessarily ones that are going to your movies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, no.
Yeah. But it goes into the idea of content. Like, who are you developing this stuff for? It's like they're trying to go on The View, and The View is a female-based show, and probably the viewers are female. And do those particular people are going to go, like you just said, are they going to go see Deadpool? Probably not. If they have kids, maybe they will. But they're like going into the content creation. You're making it for what's the demographic you're trying to hit?
Yeah.
So, wrong demographic.
So, because we know a lot of promotional dollars go, like millions of dollars going to promoting these movies, and you mean to tell me you're going to waste promotional dollars on putting your basically your stars of your movie on the fucking View?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense. And this is where, you know, kind of the whole DI thing goes wrong, right?
Yeah.
Because I understand that you want to widen your audience base, right? I totally get it. But you can't blindly do that either. You know, it's like you can't just superimpose these characters onto the audience, the people that watch The View. Somebody's grandma ain't gonna fucking be like, let me go look up who Deadpool is, and you know, like nobody, they don't give a shit. They don't care.
No.
And they're not even going to go home and tell their grandkid, it's like, hey, some dude in a red costume was on The View today. I was waiting for fucking Rachel Ray to come up and show me how to make muffins and shit, and I got to watch these assholes. Like, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So,
oh my God.
Just direct, just direct the marketing where it's supposed to go. It's
supposed to go, right.
And you'll be just fine, man. I get it. I don't get it.
Just completely, just because you're making me laugh, I just made me think of a comedian, Eddie Murphy. I don't know if this generation. I played for my staff. Somebody was eating McDonald's, and I was like, McDonald's. I got McDonald's, and they're just like looking at me. I'm like, you guys never heard this skit from Eddie Murphy? And they're like, no. I was like, you got to play it.
Was that Raw? Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because it's like I had to ask him at the end of it. I was like, "Did you find that funny?" I was dying. I was like dying. I'm like, I remember my mom making taking ground beef and making it. And she's like, "You don't need McDonald's. Like, we can make it." I was like, I don't know if they find this funny. I'm like, does comedy change?
I think like these young kids these days are way more. They're so much smarter than we were, or think they are anyway. I don't know. And they're too sophisticated to laugh at that bullshit.
I guess.
I'm laughing all day long. I think it's hilarious. Speaking of which, did you see the Tom Brady roast? Any of it?
Oh, yes.
Man, dude. Like, I don't know why these people do these roasts, man. They just volunteer just to get bludgeoned on TV by these comedians, man.
Yeah.
And Kevin Hart, that dude is fucking hilarious, man. And it's brutal. Like when he was talking about the karate instructor, he was like, man, you weren't suspicious when she was going to 8 karate classes a day. It was still a white belt. I was like, God, this is so fucked up, dude.
Oh my God, I gotta watch it.
Oh man, they are brutal. And is it Nikki Glazer?
Mm-hmm.
God, Nikki Glazer is fucking hilarious.
I heard she was awesome. Yeah.
Gosh, she is hilarious, man. And he took it like a jab. You know who did a great job? Drew Bledsoe.
Oh,
Drew Bledsoe was there. He did a great fucking job, dude. If you don't know the story, Drew Bledsoe was the quarterback for the New England Patriots. Went out with an injury. Tom Brady came in, and Drew Bledsoe never got the team back. So it was interesting to see. Evidently, has a very successful wine company now. And
who, Drew Bledsoe?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good for him.
But he was so good. It was so good. And it's cool. I don't know how much of it is authentic and how much of it was like, all right, we're going to pay you to come out here and do this thing. Yeah. Say nice things about him type thing. So, it's interesting to see.
It's funny. Those roasts are like, why would you voluntarily go there? Because they are brutal.
They are brutal. Man. Even Giselle came out and said how distasteful it was.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah, because she was the main part of the majority of the jokes. Right?
Yeah,
fucking a jiu-jitsu instructor. I mean, come on, you knew that was gonna come back. You knew that was gonna come back, dude.
Who is the guy that usually hosts did host the one of the award shows? Oh God, his name's slipping my mind. He's a British actor. He was like the creator of The Office. Oh man,
I don't know.
But anyway, he always does like the opening monologues, and man, when he rips on these actors, like he's not even that brutal, and you could just see them squirm, and like these roasts, they're straight up brutal. I'm like, how do you? Yeah, I don't know if I could do it. I'd be like, that's just them.
I think insults always sound worse when they come from like a British accent. It's like the smart sounding motherfuckers talking shit about me.
Yeah. Oh man,
dude.
what the hell's his name? As soon as I gotta look it up. But yeah, cool.
One more thing I want to touch on.
Yeah.
Did you see? So I know we saw the Diddy video.
Dude.
Right. We talked about it a little bit last week, but we didn't get to talk about the actual video of him, assaulting Cassie.
Oof.
And it's bad.
It's bad.
It's bad, dude. And like, first of all, anybody who knew that was privy to the inner workings of that relationship, and you watch Puff do that shit, or knew Puff was doing that shit, and you didn't say anything or do anything, fuck you.
Yeah,
for real, fuck you.
Yeah.
And I know like we don't like to get into other people's business or whatever, but man, fuck you. You any woman who is in a relationship like that and you don't do anything. I don't give a fuck if it's Puffy, I don't care who it is. You don't sit back and just watch that shit happen, man. It was pretty bad. And then he want to come out and apologize.
Oh my God.
This shit is 9 years old. If you were gonna apologize, you would have said, look, guys, when like in 2016, hey, I did some shit. It was fucked up. I want to apologize to my girl Cassie. Like, you do it then when there's nothing to gain from it.
Yeah.
But there's inevitably going to be people that will be like, oh, well, he said he was in a bad place, so yeah, maybe he was in a bad place, or he would never do it again. That's not the Puff I know, man. Fuck that.
Yeah.
That's it was pretty bad.
That's a bigger, like, even the hotel staff, like they saw this stuff.
Yes.
Security's probably watching it. Nobody does anything. Like, and somebody made a comment like, what if she died like a week later?
Yeah.
Nobody did anything.
Yeah.
Like, they're culpable. Is that the word? They're part of the problem.
Yeah.
And like, his apology was just so lame, and he was just like, and he talked about himself. He never apologized to anybody.
Yeah. I was in a bad place. I was going through some stuff. And what's crazy about it? Every actor or celebrity, anyone out there in the public eye that are going to be putting their self in this position to be scrutinized, right? Anytime they put their hands on somebody else, they automatically say, Will Smith, I was in a bad place.
Oh,
it's like, stop putting your fucking hands on people, first of all.
Yeah.
And then don't chalk it up as you were in a bad place. Yeah, you were in a bad place when you decided to walk up there and hit that person. But up until then, you were like, did he love everybody, blah, blah, blah. It's like you were putting out this facade, right? But behind closed doors, you were like doing this shit. And it wasn't just like, again, assaulting a woman in any way, shape, or form, hitting anybody, putting your hands on anybody, don't do that shit. But especially if you're a man, and Diddy's not the smallest dude either.
No.
And Cassie is tiny, right? Don't put your hands on a woman. And the fact that he just came from left field, he ran all the way down the hallway of the hotel, hit the corner, and just like, and then kicked her while she was, man, fuck you, dude.
That wasn't like a moment of like, that wasn't a moment. That was like, I'm going to go do this. Like, he had all that time to think about, I'm going to go do this. Like, it wasn't like a moment. It was fucking crazy. And
then the fact that he could pay like hotel security, what was it, 50 grand?
50 grand.
50 grand. 50 fucking, that's no money. Is like, your morals, is that worth $50,000? So they give up the tape. Fast forward. The feds raid the crib, or Homeland Security raid the crib. They find it, they confiscate it, and now they have it, and then someone leaks it.
Yep.
Man, I'm telling you, man.
There's stuff coming out.
Karma's a motherfucker.
Oh,
dude.
yeah. There's stuff coming out about him, and it might be all bullshit, but that he's selling tapes on the dark web for $500,000, or no, $500 billion, like $500 million of like, Missy Elliott and not Missy Elliott, Jesus. I can't remember the stars that they were mentioning. Was not Missy Elliott. It was
Missy, like what?
Yeah, she's like, I am in Virginia Beach. And I will find you. But that he's selling stuff on the dark web, and people are saying that he's a Fed, and like, I'm just like, this guy definitely thought he was untouchable. He was definitely hooked up where he just thought nothing could ever, never could touch him. What was that video came out that he said that he was like, man, my brain's not working right now. Anyway, he's not a good dude.
Yeah.
He's just not
Puffy,
a good dude.
Yeah. He's, I mean, we'll see what happens with it. Hopefully he pays some sort of penance, again, you just don't put your hands on people. And, kudos to Cassie's now husband. He came out obviously and talked about how bad it was. I think he organized like a women's domestic violence prevention 5K or race or something like that, and did it pretty quickly, and raised some money to go towards that cause. So that's awesome. Yeah. But yeah, man. Yeah. It's because I have daughter, right? I have a daughter, of course, and I'm married, and I definitely consider myself like a girl dad, like, my daughter is like, man, like do not fuck with my kid, yo. And just to see something like that, like that's somebody's daughter, you know, that's somebody's wife. And at that time, that was your girl, you know, that was somebody you said you loved and cared about. And, you know, just I don't care how fucking angry you are, dude.
Yeah.
Man.
There was
and you're in your towel too. You didn't have clothes on.
Man,
piece of shit.
Yeah.
You ran out of your room naked to do that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, just no, he just didn't ever think anything would ever happen to him. There was a video, I think it was on the Bill Maher show, and they were talking about the P-Diddy thing, and they're like apologists for him. Like there's people in this industry that are just like, yeah, well, it's not just the hip hop. It's just not, that's not just the toxic thing. And they were saying all these different things, and they brought it down to religion in the church. They're like, yeah, priests are abusers and doing this and that. And they're like, this thing happened, and you're now almost like trying to soften it or I don't know. It was just a weird, it was a weird thing that they did that.
Well, people do that because people are always trying to play devil's advocate with the facts, right? And say, well, this happened because of that. You know, like who knows what he was going through? You know, who knows what, you know, Will Smith was going through, or anyone else who assaults anybody. But when we're all adults, right? And we know consequences. You know, like if you touch the fucking stove, the stove is hot, it's going to burn you, right? So you know what's going to happen, or what could potentially happen if you do this thing, and you just still decide to do it. So there's so much you have so much ego, and you feel like you're so fucking untouchable that you can do this thing. And up to that point, he probably was.
Yeah.
Law averages said that if he did it and got caught on camera, that was probably 100 times that he did it and didn't get caught on camera, right?
Yeah.
And so then you ask a question, no matter what you're going through, or no matter how many other people do that, does it make the fact that he did it less significant? And it doesn't. No. Like, you do. Again, fuck you. I know I said it again, but man, that dude, like, I'm telling you, anybody, there's nothing that angers me more than when a man puts his fucking hands on a woman. I'm telling you, like, it like burns me to my fucking core, dude. Yeah. And just the fact that people, like you said, there are people who are out here just giving him a pass, and
yeah, it's heavy stuff. It's heavy stuff.
I'm like Tupac.
Yeah.
If you were a bad boy, fuck you too.
Yeah.
That's like, I'm telling you now, like when it came out, you ever heard the Hit 'Em Up song from Tupac? Man. Listen to it.
Maybe I did, but
listen to it. It gives it a whole new meaning now.
Oh,
yeah, man. But man, like, I get riled up.
Yeah. I mean, that's stuff you don't like. People shouldn't take it lightly.
Yeah. They should not, man. Because when you give people passes for it, then it allows other people to do it. You know, like, and again, violence against anyone. I don't care how angry you get. We're fucking adults, man. And you got to learn conflict resolution, and you need to have some self-control, right? Patience and self-control. We need that as people, as adults. We go out here and we interact with people of all genders, cultures, backgrounds on a daily basis. And you can't control yourself enough not to put your hands on somebody. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. But
not cool. Definitely
not cool, man.
Trying to keep it. I'm
about to let's go find him.
Seriously, like, I mean, like Cassie's dad, like what, like, or now her husband, like he's like, is he a football player or something, or was he? Like,
I don't know what he did before, but I actually didn't know she was married until all this stuff came out, and so I mean. But you know, he came out and said obviously how despicable it was, and you know, man,
crazy.
It's bad. Yeah,
crazy.
It's bad. But and also Cassie, from her standpoint, it's like obviously this is not the only time it happened, right? And so what part of that relationship made you want to stay in it, right? And not to blame her. Let me preface by saying I'm not putting any of the blame on Cassie. Zero. There's nothing anyone can do short of putting your hands on someone else that justifies someone putting their hands on you. but is there damage there? Is there what type of mindset did she have to make her feel like her value as a person was so low that she continued to stay in a relationship that was violent like that? And a lot of us are like stuck. And this goes for men and women. We always have this eternal dialogue in our head about, well, is some of this my fault? Is there something I can do to change things? And you ride it out. Maybe I can help. Maybe, almost like a wounded bunny syndrome type of thing. Maybe there's something I can do. But when people go outside themselves to do something like that, it tells you everything you need to know about that person. And you might be able to help that person, but you need to do that shit from afar.
Yeah.
You need to distance yourself and put yourself in a safer space to where you can. And then if you feel comfortable helping them, again, do it from afar. Do it with distance. Do it with comfort. But because no one deserves to go through what she went through.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my take on it.
Like people have that power and that influence, and maybe what Bill Maher was talking about is true, but you think about the Jeffrey Epsteins or the Henry Weinstein and all those big time producers, like they probably feel like they own these people. And I wonder if she was just like, obviously feeling trapped, or maybe she really believed that, like you said, like she just had such low self-esteem, but she has such great talent. Like, she's freaking amazing. Yeah. So I don't know.
But we're all good at something, right?
Yeah.
But we all have internal demons, and we all go through things in life that mold the person that we are as adults, right? And so you never know what type of issue she had from, a male masculine authority standpoint, right? So who knows growing up what type of men she had in her life, why that was, something that she felt was acceptable. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not even going to touch that one. But, I do these self-defense workshops, and I do seminars and awareness and things like that as it pertains to women, especially young girls, because it's something that needs to be, light needs to be shed on it. And we all have, and I do believe that it does come from our sense of value, right? As a person, we feel like our sense of value is in this place. So that sense of value is going to allow me or not allow me to accept certain things, right? And so just like if you have value you get a new pair of shoes, you get a new car, you get, whatever. If you have value, you protect it.
Yep.
You put it, hierarchy, and you're going to protect it. And that's the way that we need to view ourselves as people. Like, protect the thing you have value in, and don't let anyone try to diminish that. And when they do diminish that, then you need to modify their role in your life, right? In some way. And some people just need to cut out completely. And obviously in that situation, Puff need to be cut out completely. So, I just hope, I hope she healed from that, first of all. And I want to say, I hope Puff learned something, but I'm telling you, man,
he don't learn nothing.
Yeah. If he would have learned something, it would have been in 2016.
Yeah.
That shit ain't come out, and now all of a sudden,
now
something.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, he ain't learned nothing. But anyway.
Closing out. Man.
Anything you want to close up with? Bells and whistles?
Bells and whistles, yes. We're in about 40 locations right now. So if you haven't heard, Bells and Whistles is our new cookie product from Juggernaut Cookies. You can find us at cookiehunk.com. It is a shortbread cookie, comes in a cup, fits in your cup holder, is easy to manage, a resealable cup. So for the kids, something grab and go, keep them quiet in the back. It's great, delicious shortbread cookies, 2 flavors, chocolate chip and birthday cake. You'll love, if you like shortbreads, you'll love these, buttery, delicious. They're good stuff. You can find them at cookiehunk.com. Oh, and use promo code Bells and Whistles 10 to save 10% on your entire order.
Nice. Yeah. Saving money.
Yes. What about you, bud? What you got?
Nothing.
Nothing. What's going on in Arthur Murray? Was any comps?
Yeah, so competition's coming up. We're in 2 weeks. We're going to Boston Dancerama. We have a couple students going. We're excited about that. The week after that, we go to Tampa to our friends who are hosting. She is a real life Disney princess that owns a studio. It's called the Glass Slipper Gala, where the band's going down there to the jam. So yeah, June's busy, but lots of stuff going on in the studio. If anybody in the Hampton Roads area wants to learn how to dance, come visit us at Arthur Murray, Virginia Beach, cutterrug.net. Check us out. We can help spread some joy in your life by teaching you how to do salsa, bachata, merengue, or more of the traditional dances, waltz, tango, foxtrot, anything that encompasses partner and social dancing. Check us out, cutterrug.net. We are the Arthur Murray Dance Studio in Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Oh, yeah. He got that shit down to a science, y'all. Say bachata again. Bachata.
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 It made me want to go out there and do it right now.
Yeah. Well, one of my side gigs is I also do MC work for these competitions. So I have the ability to say bachata, or when there's a lot of Eastern European teachers, so I can say like my name, Taras Denisenko, like the way it should be pronounced.
Dude. Yo, that's how he got the girls. That's how he got the girls back in the day, yo.
He was like, ooh.
Batata. Well, like, what? Ooh.
Yeah. It's like Mufasa.
Cool, man. On behalf of myself and my homeboy Taras, we thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Little click for you, big click for us. We appreciate it. And we'll see you on the flip.
See you next time.
Peace.
Coming through.